coach told us that he might have advantage share time or split time against the Ravens. How do you feel about that?
I feel grateful to have another opportunity. Feel very blessed, like I said, just to be able to still be in this room, get to come to work every day, and put my best foot forward. So.
And do you know yet if you're going to get the actual start?
Do not.
No.
How do you balance trying to, put some good stuff on tape in this last one, but also not trying to do too much to overcorrect or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, it's going in, treating it like it's last week, the week before. Coming in, sticking to my process, sticking to the plan that the coaches here have for me, and going out there and trying to work every day at it at practice.
What about this Ravens defense and Kyle, these guys? What do you have to deal with now?
Yeah, it's going to be a handful in all facets of the game, special teams, defense, offense. They're very familiar with us. We're familiar with them. So it's going to be a tough battle for sure.
You were obviously very dejected Sunday. Are your spirits back to where you want them to be now?
Of course, it's tough when you're losing and then you're not playing well also. But, you come in with the same attitude every day. You got a bunch of plays in the day, got a bunch of extra routes in the day. And so my attitude and my effort is never going to change. So.
How did the calf feel after Sunday?
Yeah, felt like it did when I first injured it. It's not going to go anywhere anytime soon playing this game. So we'll deal with that in the offseason.
Dorian, on the intentional grounding, is there, as you kind of went back and looked at the plays, was there something that you kind of found this is a common thing in terms of what you're doing on those plays or what correction you can make to alleviate that?
Just know the rule. Know that if you're inside the pocket, you got to throw it near a defender. Outside the pocket, just making sure it gets past the line of scrimmage. So, again, it falls on me. I just got another rule.
On the lines of being frustrated, I know you said after the game you felt like execution-wise you were largely doing what you needed to do. But with those frustrations of like just not the offense not maybe flowing the same way, how do you learn to kind of cope with that and get through it to where you kind of get yourself ready for the next game?
Yeah, you don't have time to sit and sob when it's the last game of the year. So just coming in on today, came in on Monday. Still sticking to extra meetings, extra film, extra routes on air. Still sticking to the same process that's gotten me to this point and this offense, and not trying to steer away from that just because of some outcomes.
With Baltimore trying to play for the division title, just what are you expecting as far as that environment goes, and how much does the fact that you've played against them help you as far as knowing what to expect from an intensity level, what they're going to throw at you?
Yeah, for sure. We know we're going to get their best shot, obviously. They're going to get our best shot because of the culture we've set here. And so, like I said before, it's going to be a hard-nosed battle, tough fight, something that both sides of the ball are expecting. So in terms of my experience and how that plays into it, obviously I'm going to go back and watch over the games when I played them. Because it's the same scheme, same coordinator. So really just, taking that old experiences, adding the new, talking to Jameis from when he played, and putting all those into one and making it work.
I know you and Sid have built a really good relationship the last 2 years. Team, he obviously got put on the IR, but just from your vantage point, like, how bummed are you for him that like promising season for him ends that way, and that you didn't get a chance to play with him these last couple of games?
Yeah, for sure. It hurts seeing any of our guys hurt. But obviously, we said I have a close relationship with him. So, and then I went through IR at the end of last year. So, kind of going through that process. It's tough, but I know he'll bounce back from it. He's been through some injuries before, coming out of college. So, it's nothing new to him. He just wish he could be out there with us. So, I know we miss him as an offense, and I miss him as a quarterback. So.
It was kind of tough to connect with other receivers in this past game besides Jerry. So how has practice gone so far this week, and why do you think that might be a little bit better?
Yeah, like I've been harping on, we're getting extra routes on air. We're trying to get this timing down and chemistry down. Now Bailey's getting reps, so we got to get him up to speed with the guys too, and really just trying to take advantage of this full last week. Thank you guys. Go Browns.
So have you been told, Bailey, what your role will be here Saturday?
No, sir. I have not been told on whether who's starting, who the 2 is, who the 3 is. None of that. I'm sure Stefanski's still, deciding who that is, and he'll tell us whenever, obviously, he sees fit.
Bailey, I know this was an offense that you said you had a little bit of familiarity with coming in.
Yeah.
But can you kind of quantify or describe how much more comfortable you are from when you came in week 8 to
Yeah, I mean, obviously I'm more comfortable. There's some things that Dorsey obviously brought in whenever he came in here that I didn't have whenever I was with AVP, some different verbiage stuff that I had to learn over the last few weeks, but pretty much got all that down. There's no anything that I could think of that I don't know in this offense, really. But Dorsey and Ash have done a great job of staying with me after practices, after meetings, and just kind of getting extra work with me to kind of get that stuff down pat.
Splitting some time with Dorian in some way, shape, or form. So how do you feel about knowing that you're going into this game with an opportunity to get some more?
Yeah, obviously it's a great opportunity. Personally, I kind of look at it like I'm on a 1-year deal here. I have no idea what the future holds for me. And it's a great opportunity for me to go out there, play some football, and get some film on for people to watch. Hopefully it's good film, but I'm excited for the opportunity.
Is there any effect going into a game, not knowing what rules are going to be, trying to prepare for a game and you don't really know if you're going to play or how much you're going to play if you can start the game?
I don't know if he's going to get mad, but I was in New England for 2 years, and Bill kept everything secret. So sometimes I wouldn't find out till like Thursday night, Friday, like, hey, just so you know you're playing on Sunday. So I'm used to it. I just prepare like I usually prepare, whether I'm the 3 or the 1, and that's what he taught me whenever I was there, so I'm going to keep doing that.
How do you feel like the work you've been able to do in practice in your time here has maybe helped prepare you for the opportunity to play, the things that you've been doing both on the practice fields and in the meeting rooms?
Yeah, obviously taking the scout reps versus the number 1 defense. I think that's a big thing. I'm going against Defensive Player of the Year, Myles Garrett, Denzel, MJ, the safeties we have, linebackers we got. I'm going against those guys every day on the scout side. So, obviously the coaches have liked what they've seen the last few weeks. So, just excited for this opportunity.
Is Kevin told you when he's going to let you know?
No, sir.
And
Nope.
How would you describe, you get 8 starts in those 2 years in New England, and then this year haven't played yet. So, how do you deal with that emotionally as a player, trying to keep yourself ready and trying to get that next shot?
Yeah, obviously you don't want that to happen, but, it's part of the NFL. And then when opportunities like this present themselves, you just got to go out there and take advantage of them. Those 8 starts, there's a lot of things I did good and a lot of things I did bad. So really just learning from those mistakes that I made and applying that to this next opportunity that I have and just taking advantage of it.
Since you mentioned Bill and since you know it well, what are those kids that Carolina?
Look, he's going to win. He's the greatest coach of all time. I think there's no denying that. But besides, when the cameras are on, he has a great personality. He has great humor. So I think he's going to fit in just fine. But those guys, whoever goes there, they just got to be ready to play some football. He's all about ball. So if you're all about ball, that's the place to be. That's his recruiting pitch.
What does that mean for you for the future? You mentioned you don't know what comes next. So what does that uncertainty like for you?
It's kind of nerve-wracking because you don't know where you're going to be at. But I feel like some of the things that I've done in the games that I have played is good enough to continue my career further on. Obviously, I don't know where that's going to be at, whether it's here, whether it's wherever. I'm sure after this week I'll get with my agent. We'll go from there. Obviously, I like to be here. I like it here. I've made a lot of great relationships here. If that doesn't happen, then obviously I wish everybody luck here, but I'm excited.
Bailey, I know Jerry had a career high in targets and catches last week, and you don't know that data yet, but Sed's on IR, so it's not like you don't have your number 2 and number 3 receivers. How do you envision looking with the top guy, and that's where everyone thinks you're going to be looking, basically?
Yeah, obviously Jerry's one of the best receivers in the league. There's certain things that defenses are going to try to do to stop him, and I think Dorsey and Coach Stefanski are going to do a good job of kind of moving him and kind of just creating opportunities for him to get the ball. And obviously we have guys like Elijah Moore and Blake Whitehart and the rest of the guys. Those guys are going to step up, obviously, and Elijah's done a great job this year too. So I'm excited for all those guys to get their opportunity as well, and hopefully I can get them the ball and they can run with it.
Turnovers have been a huge problem for quarterbacks, the offense. How can you go in and maintain your aggressiveness and also just be smart with it?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing that I've learned over my 3 years is, mentally you can't really go into a game thinking like I don't want to turn the ball over, because the more you think about it, the more likely it's going to happen. So if it happens, it happens. You just got to continue to move on and just kind of learn from it and make sure it doesn't happen again, and then make sure one doesn't turn into two and two turns into three. So really just think touchdowns when you're going in there, and hopefully that happens more. Thank you.